It was recorded at Hidden City Studios, which is here in downtown Santa Barbara. The recording process was really quick, really efficient. We made sure to practice all the songs a lot in advance to a metronome and in an order that would make recording easier just in terms of instrumentation and stuff. We didn't write any songs in the studio just because we wanted to be as efficient as possible in there with our time. The songs on the album literally go from songs that we were playing day one to our newest song that we put in, so it spans our whole career.
Depends on the night.
Yeah, it depends on the night.
Who's had the most drinks?
You know, Henry picks and chooses.
Yeah, the spirit of Henry will illumine you at random times.
Yeah.
And once he's got you, you're just on one to take it over.
I think there's a little bit of Henry in all of us, you know? He's at all of our shows, even if you don't see him. Sometimes he's happy with our music, sometimes he's not. But at the end of the day, we're always playing for Henry. He's kind of our muse. My number one influence has to be Jimmy Page, not just in terms of his guitar playing, but also in terms of his production and his studio work. That's something that really influenced me while I was in the studio. You know, coming up with the overdubs that I wanted to do and just little production tweaks here and there. I got a lot of that listening to him and like George Martin's work with the Beatles.
Donald Fagen from Steely Dan is like a big influence on me. And Led Zeppelin too, John Paul Jones, big influence, like especially with his bass playing too, it's just insane.
General understanding that Zeppelin is,
you know, definitely like John Bonham and like Chad Smith, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Also, I'm into a lot of like progressive rock and metal drumming, so like Thomas Pridgen of Mars Volta and like
what happened is we tried self-recording, and
it's quality.
It's
like,
the quality difference. It's doable. It's quality and efficiency too. Watching our engineer Elliot as he
UCSB alumni too.
Exactly. Yeah, watching him work. You know, something that would take him 3 seconds to do would probably take us, 15 minutes in here trying to figure out, okay, how do we cut this? How do we put this here? So it's just efficiency and then pure quality. I mean, you can go onto our Bandcamp now and listen to our EP and take the 3 songs on that EP, which are self-recorded, and compare them to those same 3 songs on the new album, and you'll see why we went to the studio.
Yeah, it gives you that professional quality. You know? Like, oh, these guys, no joke. They're not just in their garage still, even though we're still in our garage. Our goals are to get our faces on Mount Rushmore. Like, just take away their faces and just put ours there.
Yeah. Bygone
That's when we'll
era past, we're replacing it. So we're planning the second album now. There are also plans to do a third album almost simultaneously as the second album. And the goal with that one is to do a self-recorded kind of acoustic album because we have some better resources in terms of mics and locations that we can record at. So we want to try again at self-recording and then give people sort of 2 different things to play with when they come out, kind of back to back. We'll have our second album, which is going to be more of the same, more rock and roll, but also we're going to move more in kind of a jazz fusion direction, explore some more interesting stuff, interesting textures, and we figured that it'd be fun to release something just really warm, really kind of classic and down home, just a self-recorded acoustic album at the same time. I'm stoked to have our music. Our music's available everywhere. You know, you name it, it's bound to be on there. You know, iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, Tidal.
Not SoundCloud.
Not SoundCloud.
Not SoundCloud.
We're anti-SoundCloud for no reason.
Yeah, you can ask Siri, hey Siri, what song is this? And our band will come up. So it's everywhere, and I think it's great. Can I grab a prop?
What are you getting?
So this was given to me at our last show here in the garage by an eager fan during one of my guitar solos. For those who don't recognize this medium, this is the little divider in a 30 rack of cheap beer. She found it and found a marker and wrote me a nice little note.
I'll be playing like a song, look down, look up, and then it's just packed. And there's people like crowd surfing, and there's like everybody's dancing, and it's just like gets almost too crazy sometimes. Like people like will get packed up like to us, and like that's why we had to like build this stage, because people were like knocking into us and like dancing so hard that they like run into us while we're playing. And,
Drum
like,
sets got knocked over at least like 3 times.
and like that's what I started to like not like about the IV scene, is that there's like no barrier between mosh pit and like band.
That's the best part. Just,
And, like,
just backing in and
yeah,
making
while
a
everyone else is,
barricade out of
like turn around and just we'd all play in like a little circle, because like
Yeah.
we're all protecting each other with our backs, like.
And really the only complaint I would have about IV is like the power grid here is really poor.
John needs power.
Yeah.
We're playing this one, at this one house party, and everyone has like their tables they built for beer day, and there are just a ton of
turn
people
into dance
standing on
floors.
one. Yeah. And so there's like a ton of people like standing on here, and then all of a sudden it just collapses, but it collapses like perfectly, and everyone's okay.
And then there was the one time the guy actually fell off the roof onto one of those trying to get down, and then for that, he just fell against the wall.
Occasional fights will break out in the
Table
mosh
broke
pit
in
too,
perfectly.
and just like people just running into us and stuff. But
Running into each other. Our friend, I guess one time he got pushed, and then he hit John's guitar, and his tooth got chipped.
This is the newest one. It started life as a really, really crappy, budget level Stratocaster that a friend of mine from Australia gave to me. He was playing around with it while he was staying here, and it wasn't worth it to ship it back down under, so he gave it to me. And I painted it orange. It's a secret process to get this finish that involves a $4 can of Rust-Oleum orange and a $4 can of Rust-Oleum matte clear coat. But I painted over it. I installed 2 humbuckers. It's a Seymour Duncan JB and a Seymour Duncan Jazz, which are some pretty high output pickups. I wired it up kind of like a Gibson. So neck volume, bridge volume, master tone, 3-way switch. I put a new neck on it. This is a Mighty Mite, just Strat neck, locking tuners, Isla Vista decal. And the next step for it is I'm going to put a Wilkinson 2-point tremolo on there. But yeah.
I love Amy Winehouse, but so do a lot of people. So
I'm so down for Sugar Ray.
they went to our high school.
You know,
I saw 2 Chainz once.
I saw Major Lazer, Kendrick Lamar, and the Passion Pit on the same bill. That was weird.
I love Death Grips. I think they're fucking awesome.